All right, welcome back to the Wild Cardinal Network. I'm Jack McCormick, and I'm here with Franklin and Mark. We are here with Daisy Grant, career coach, Morgan Watkins, enrollment specialist from Coastal Alabama. How are y'all doing today?
We're
Doing
doing
great.
great. Thank you for
Awesome.
having us.
All right. So we're just gonna turn to our questions here. As I said earlier, my name is Jack McCormick. I'm a senior here at St. Michael, and I wanted to know what schools have transfer programs from Coastal Alabama.
So all of our academic transfer programs will transfer out to any public four-year in the state. And then if you want to go into the transfer program.
Yeah, of course. So we have an agreement with every four-year public institution within the state of Alabama called Alabama Transfers, and you can actually go to alabamatransfers.com and see that agreement and see which courses would transfer for which majors, particular to the specific college you want to end up at.
All right, thank you.
So I'm Mark Flynn, and I'm a junior. And I was just wondering for both of you, what is your favorite thing about Coastal Alabama?
My favorite thing about Coastal is the community. It's a really small classroom size. You really get to know your professors, and I get to know the students really well. And that's probably my favorite thing is just the relationships we get to build and also the small at-home feel we have.
And I personally love the ability to have that four-year feel at that junior college level. So we offer those student activities and organizations. We offer multiple sports teams, and just giving first-time freshmen that look of what it is to be a college student before they go off to the big four-year.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Frank Cash. I'm a sophomore here. So you mentioned some student activities. Can you tell me a little about those? Like some activities that students can be involved in outside of class?
So we have those student organizations, some like PTK, which is the Honor Society. We have SGA, which used to be on each campus, but now we have one SGA with a representative from each campus that
Hmm.
comes on. We also have just kind of like events that we have on campus. I know our Bruton campus specifically, the campus director loves throwing he'll cook for them on the weekends at the dorms and he'll throw little parties depending on
Yeah.
what the holidays are surrounding. So it's always a fun environment for those who are on campus.
Hmm.
One thing I always like to tell students about is at the beginning of the semester, we have something called Get On Board Day, where all the different campus organizations showcase what their organization is and how to get involved, which is a
Okay.
really, really important thing. If you're going to any college, you want to make sure you're dipping your toes in and you're getting involved
Right.
and staying connected.
Yes, ma'am. All
And
right.
seeing what's located on each campus because some
Yes.
campuses have specific things
Right.
for that campus.
Right. All right. Thank you.
I'm Sam Crosby. I'm a sophomore. I was gonna ask, how many campuses are there for Coastal Alabama?
So we have 12 campuses located all over the Southwest. So from Gulf Shores to Gilbert Town, there's a place for you. Two of our campuses are kind of more focused towards our dual enrollment programs, but we have Gulf Shores, Fairhope, Brookley Field and Mobile, Bay Minette, Atmore, Bruton, Gilbert Town, Monroeville, Thomasville. We're all over the place.
Hey, I'm Junior Bryce Morgan here. What classes do you recommend for a person going into engineering?
So we have an engineering pathway with us. So that's an academic transfer pathway. So you would take lots of math classes, of course, the prereqs, because for most degrees, most four-year degrees, you're taking almost the same prereqs. You're going to have a little bit of differences depending on what you do, but you're going to have to take that Math 100. You're going to have to take the English 101, 102, and the lits, the histories, the biologies, all of those classes. So we have those to offer you to get those prereqs out of the way. And then we have some specific engineering intro classes for you to take before you go off to that four-year.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hi, I'm Chase Morris. Since it's a two-year, uh, since it's a two-year college, are there transfer scholarships available?
Yes, so we don't offer any specific scholarships, but a lot of four-year colleges offer transfer scholarships to students. One that I love to tell students about is our Honor Society Phi Theta Kappa has a lot of transfer scholarships for the students that get involved. So I have a lot of students that have gotten close to full rides, if not the whole package paid for, just through PTK scholarships. So if you're a accelerated student at the high school level, or if you just make good grades at college, you can get within that organization and then start getting involved to earn some transfer scholarships.
Hi, I'm Toby. I'm a junior here. I wanted to know what the biggest scholarship was and the requirements to earn it.
So our presidential scholarship is our largest academic scholarship. That requires a 25 or higher on your ACT. It also requires you to have a 3.5 GPA. So those are the main requirements on that as well. But with all of our scholarships, you have to have a resume on file and you'll have to kind of show the things that you do within that resume,
Yes,
just to kind of get selected for that position.
Something to add to that is we do have academic merit scholarships like the Presidential Scholarship, but we also have ambassador scholarships, which I call service scholarships, which means we're not looking for the highest GPA or the highest ACT. We're looking for students that want to get involved and want to serve the community college and build their leadership skills. So the great thing about the Ambassador Scholarship is that it has a lower ACT, it has a lower GPA requirement, but we're looking for people that have people skills.
yes, ma'am.
And
That
so
one requires an interview.
that one does require an interview, but that is also a full ride.
Both are
tu-
full ride scholarships.
tuition and fees. So even if you don't have that the high ACT or high GPA, there's still a way for you to get to Coastal and have everything paid for.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Evan Hilton. I'm a junior, and my question is, does Coastal Alabama have any like broadcasting or media classes or like a club?
You would love our Fairhope campus.
Yes.
That's all I have to say. We have 3D animation and virtual production, graphic design, all of those arts degrees and our programs. They are off that Fairhope campus, and they have their own green screening room. They have their own claymation studio, like all kinds of different things.
They
in there.
even have their own podcast studio
Yes.
that you don't have to be involved in the clubs to use. You can actually rent out space at the podcast studio if you'd like.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Calvin Ash. I'm a junior at St. Michael. What is the teacher to student ratio at Coastal Alabama?
So you are looking at in a classroom size of about 28 students, so 28 to 30 students in each class. So it's about the same feel as a general high school classroom.
And that's, I would say that's probably correct for those really, really broad classes that every student takes. But I've had students, I teach adjunct at night. I've had as few as 10 students in a class. And so a maximum 20 students in a class, but I mean, you can have as few as 10.
Thank you.
I'm Ryan Garlock. I'm a junior. And my question is, are a lot of y'all students like from local areas, or do y'all get like out of state too?
I've seen kids come from all over. I've seen kids from Mississippi, from Florida. I've seen some from Montgomery. I've seen some from North Alabama come down. We just recently had our ambassador meeting for the students who were interested in getting that ambassador scholarship that we were just talking about. And there was a student from Florence, Alabama that drove down to come to this meeting. So they're all over the place.
I'll also say that it depends on the program too. If it's a program that's offered at a lot of other community colleges, I'll generally see that it's just local students. But like our Gulf Shores campus that does culinary, those students are usually from all over the place, like outside of the state and outside of even the southeast region of the country. So the more specific and the more unique the program, the more diverse the students are going to be.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rocket Faith, and I'm a junior here. I had a question, and it was, personally, what do you guys think is, or what's your guys' favorite course to take at Coastal?
So I'm a little bit biased. I teach biology as an adjunct instructor, and so I teach Principles of Biology, Bio 103. I think the biology department as a whole is just so much fun. I think all the teachers are fantastic. I don't think you can go wrong by taking a biology class while you're in college. The great thing about taking a biology class is it satisfies one of your science requirements for your general education requirements in any type of degree. But it teaches you those scientific inquiry skills. It teaches you deductive reasoning, qualitative reasoning. And so I think it's good no matter what career field you're going into to talk about logic and reasoning and why it's important and just kind of how to go about that process.
I'm also a little biased because I taught English for 4 years and I have an English degree. So I would say that any English class that you're going to take in the humanities department is going to be my favorite classes to
Yes.
take. I think anybody needs to learn basic writing skills, basic formatting skills, because everybody's going to have to learn how to write an email, write a report, send a letter, any of those basic skills. So being able to have those composition courses is going to help you far past just the 4 years in college.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Baylor Olive, and I'm a senior here at St. Michael. My question for you guys is, what academic program is unique to Coastal Alabama?
Ooh, so our academic programs really aren't unique compared to other 2-year or 4-year institutions. Now, I will say you're going to get a great education at Coastal, and that is unique. But it's really our technical programs that are specifically unique. So our aviation program over in Brookley Field in Mobile, I think there's only either 2 or 3 other institutions like that within the whole state of Alabama. That program is fantastic. And if you ever have a chance to go over to Brookley Field and tour, you'll fall in love with it. You'll become an aviation mechanic overnight. It's one of my favorite programs. And on top of that, the high demand and the wages are just fantastic after you graduate. But we also have a culinary program that's world class, taught by fantastic instructors. I think I mentioned a little bit earlier, and that's down in Gulf Shores.
We have to fight to keep our kids in the into the school to finish their degree because there's so many people around Gulf Shores and those restaurants and hotels and stuff that are
Definitely.
fishing for our kids to come out of it.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, come get a job.
Yeah.
We're like, no, please stay and get your degree.
Right. And then the last program I really like talking about is we have a marine maintenance and a building maintenance program just in Foley, so right up the street. The marine maintenance program teaches you how to be a marine mechanic, so inboard, outboard motors, basic marine electrical. They even get them a forklift certification so they can work on dry docks and things like that. And that's really unique to this area, but allows students to go anywhere all over the Gulf Coast with a job once they graduate from that certificate program. The last one I'll talk about is building maintenance. So, building maintenance is just kind of a jack of all trades program. We're talking about HVAC, electrical, and then basic framing skills. The awesome thing about this program is number one, it teaches you some really great life skills that you can use no matter what field you go into. But on top of that, if that's something you're really passionate about, the job opportunities in Baldwin County are enormous. And so those are the programs I really love to highlight. Now, of course, we have welding and all kinds of other stuff that students are always interested in, but those are the four big ones for me.
Yeah, you kind of nailed it there.
Okay.
Those academic transfer programs, again, with a lot of them being those prerequisite courses, that's why there's going to be a lot of similarities when you're going throughout the different community colleges another 4 years within those first 2 years of college.
One thing I do want to add that I think is just really unique to community college in general is that, at a four-year institution, the instructors, part of their job is to do research and the other part is to teach. At a community college, any community college, our instructor's full-time job is to teach students, and that is it. And so you're our number one priority if you come to a community college. And so you get a different experience because your instructors are focusing only on you and making sure you have the skills to be successful at the next level.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
My name is Sam Emiston, and I am a senior here at St. Michael. And I was going to ask about how is Coastal getting out into the community and doing stuff around Baldwin County, Coastal Alabama, sorry.
Oh, goodness. I feel like every single person at Coastal is getting out into the community. I mean, I think it's truly a whole institution effort to make sure that we are supporting our community. Each campus has a campus director, and that is really their full-time job is to make sure that we have our fingers in the community and we're helping out in any way we can. One of my favorite things that I love to tell students is that I know the FAFSA can be a little bit overwhelming, but we aren't just a coastal financial aid office. We're a community financial aid office. So if you need any help doing your FAFSA, even if your plans aren't to come to Coastal, you can always reach out to our financial aid representatives, and we are the community support for any type of financial aid. And that's my number one favorite thing because I know that's usually the most overwhelming thing for seniors. But as far as activities, I mean, we're all over the place.
Yeah, we have tons of FAFSA nights where we go out into different schools and we help them with their financial aid. We also do college fairs, and we have events where we kind of go out and into all of the other high schools around this area, Florida, Mississippi, all of these different areas, and we kind of just showcase some of the things that Coastal has to offer because there is an opportunity for everybody out there to attend Coastal, so we could like to share that with everybody. We also do application days where we go out into the schools and we help them with our free application. We also do the same thing with the scholarship application. So we're always reaching out to the different high schools in Baldwin County, Escambia County, all of these different counties, just trying to give them help where they need it to get the most success out of college.
And last thing I want to add to that I should have hit on earlier is that we have a wonderful workforce development program. Workforce programs generally are trying to get people upskilled in their current profession, and that way they can make higher salaries and more sustainable careers. But the great thing about workforce is they offer apprenticeship programs. And the great thing about apprenticeships are number one, the student is getting paid to learn. But number two, the employers are benefiting as well because we have all different types of grants that we can offer them to upskill their employees. So if there's a specific thing that you need a scholarship for, and for some reason you don't get awarded that, we can find other opportunities to support you and also find you a local job.
Well, that's awesome. And I will say thank you guys so much, Daisy Grant and Morgan Watkins. Thank you for being here today. Thank you to our camera crew who are working hard behind the scenes, and thank you to our producer, Mr. Madsen. who is doing an excellent job behind the computer. And thank you to Jack McCormick for running the soundboard for us today. And I gotta say, you guys did a great job answering questions, and way to showcase your college there for the 30 minutes we've been here. And but this has been the Wild Cardinal Network. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys for having
All right,
us.
thank
Yes.
y'all so
Go
much.
Yotes!
And
Go
go
Yotes.
Cardinals. Thank you, guys.